Can we get?
Um,
Can we get? Are you? Yep, more beers.
Yeah, I can freshen. We're gonna refresh the bevs real quick.
yeah, refresh the bevs. That's important. You know what? I'm gonna go get a glass of some red fucking wine. Actually, if we're gonna drink, I'll toast with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying double the honey in it. I think it's better because it rounds out.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I was outside hitting the fucking bong real quick.
Hell yeah.
I got 2 drinks, so I could toast each of you equally.
You little rotten keg tapper, no name having looking ragged lame rapper. You nut hugger, butt buddy fudge packer. Okay, enough of that. My real friends call me Asher. Laughter. What kind of name is that, bro, dude?
You don't offer friendship. You don't even think to call me Paul. Instead, you come onto my screen the day my daughter's to be married and ask for an interview on 13 minutes. Welcome to 13 minutes. This week we're having a long distance conversation with Washington, D.C.'s Teen More. What's up?
Just hanging out. Looking forward to talking to you, sir.
Yeah. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
I went the wrong way.
He keeps looking at the wrong, he keeps looking at my phone.
I don't care, man. I'm double fisting red wine right now.
Like to each screen, yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, you.
There you go.
What is a teen mortgage?
Oh, you can take that one.
Teen mortgage is basically like a subprime loan, or like college tuition, or just any of these kind of like astronomical fees that you kind of get landed with when you're in high school, you come out of high school, whatever. Like there was an art show that Banksy did called Dismaland, and there's an art piece in that show called Pocket Money Loans, and it's about like the advertising certain things in a childlike way to to make them more innocent than they are. So things like insurance and stuff like that, or like payday loans and that kind of thing. So like I don't know, it's just kind of a comment on that. Kind of like you just get you got to do a teen mortgage somehow, like there's someone a way or another kind of thing.
I really like that answer, man. That's a good fucking answer. I honestly actually had in my mind the thing about the college tuition loan, and then you having so many other examples was just such a prime answer for that. A lot of bands, they just our name sounded cool, so that's how we got our name. So it's always good when that's not the case.
When we were trying to figure out cool names, we realized quickly that they were all taken.
Right. That was another appeal. Another appeal of it was like the word mortgage was, I don't think that's ever been used in a band name. So it's like, you Google teen mortgage, like there's not going to be any like other mortgage bands. So, I don't know.
If I ever do a vanity search, it's usually links of us, then maybe a few links about articles for loans, and then it just goes right into like random weird porn websites where they just cobble together words. Like Japanese cum shot, teen mortgage, fisting.
I'm not on these sites, but like the research is necessary to get the sound, to get the drum sound. He has to go on those sites because otherwise he's not as like aggressive on the drums. Do you know what I mean?
You gotta get into niche stuff.
It's a primal rage. Next question.
I have 2 personal questions for you guys. I'm going to ask them both at the same time, and then you guys can go ahead and give your individual answers when I finish with both of them. So basically, James, What the fuck kind of accent is that? And Ed, how do you say your last name?
My last name is Barakauskas. It's Lithuanian. I believe it means man who lives in a
Jesus.
small house.
Yeah.
It's modest.
Weird.
It is modest.
My accent's like really mixed. I'm from England originally, but I've been in the States for a long time, so it's just kind of like all over the place. It's just a weird accent.
It becomes a real.
Oh, you're from England.
Yeah,
So Liverpool, right?
Liverpool. Yeah, I know you're familiar with skateboarding, Paul. I know you something you focus on.
I love skateboarding.
Yeah, I know you're familiar with Jeff Rowley.
Dude, yeah, man. Jeff Rowley's one of my favorite skateboarders, man.
Yeah,
He's gnarly. He hunts like really big animals in the desert and shit, bro.
yeah, he's he's like that's it. He's just gnarly. Like that's the only way to describe that man for sure. But I don't know. It's like I feel like my accent's like similar to that, where it's just like it's English, but then it's got a lot of American in it. You know, because he's from Liverpool as well. So I don't know. It's like similar.
But he does hang out. Yeah, I mean, now I think he lives in California.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but he at least hangs out with a bunch of scallywags from California. So
Right. Like yeah, if you've ever like watched Street League or any interviews he does,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because he commentates Street League, he like he's just got like a I don't know like just a mad accent to be like it's like American, but then it's like Scouse as well. So it's like I don't know. People think it's Australian. That's what they always ask. Like, what part of Australia are you from?
that's what I thought it was Australian,
Yeah.
and then I was like, no, that's like English, but something. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right. It's just totally mixed up.
The amount of people that just don't believe that it's your real accent too is just it's concerning.
Yeah, like what a weird thing to do. If you were to do that.
Well, like you're putting it on me.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
How?
They think he's putting on an accent like Nick Cage in a Vampire's Kiss or something like that.
If only I was that cool.
Shout out to Nicolas Cage. I'll drink to that. How did you guys join forces? Is there like a cool story about how you became a band? If not, let's skip that part.
I think it's funny as fuck.
It's funny, yeah.
I think it's hilarious. So like, I think so. I basically came to Maryland or like the DC area because I had a girlfriend who I came with, right? And like I was kind of doing this band before I came here, and like under a different name, and then I was like wanted to keep doing it. So I was like, shit, I gotta find a drummer. I gotta find a drummer right now. So I went on Craigslist to find a drummer, and it's like Craigslist musicians. I don't know if you've ever gone on that. It's kind of like just like a black hole of awkward people. It's like it's worth I remember going through it, just going, oh my god, like there's so many like weirdos on it, and I guess Ed was also looking at the page for the same appeal because
entertainment value.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, you looking at it going like, look at all these weirdos. And I was like,
You can tell how people have been burned in the past by their posts.
Yeah.
Like what they say they don't want to like, must have a vehicle and a positive attitude. Must not be a druggie. We're 420
Right.
friendly.
Yeah, like right, like in the Baltimore area, like it's always like, I'm not on drugs. Definite plus.
Or what drugs I am on.
Yeah. But so I had these so I put these songs up and I was like, I'm looking for a drummer, and then so he liked them, but then I had this I don't know why, I thought it was funny. I guess in retrospect, it's not a good way to meet people, but I had this photo of an old. I guess he was middle aged and he was bald and he's holding a pina colada,
Like
like
a
in
pineapple?
like in a pineapple. Like he's like in his living room. I don't know why I found this photo. I just thought it was hilarious. It's like a really sad, like middle-aged man drinking a pina colada. Like, you know, like he's just like living his best life. Like he has like the full fucking pineapple. It's like all the like garnishes and the fruit, but he's just in his living room and he's like really happy. But Ed thought it was me in the photo, so he was like, yo, I really like your tunes. Is that you in the photo?
Well,
and I was like, nah, but
specifically when I mentioned to my girlfriend that I was going to meet up with this dude, she looked at the photo and she said, "He's not coming here, is he?"
yeah, I wouldn't invite him.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. I just thought it was a funny photo.
It also made me reflect on my relationship and be like, I think that sometimes my girlfriend's not confident in my abilities to sort through people, or she's actually on a positive note, she's very accepting of when I want to do weird shit. So cheers to that.
Oh, you mean like butt stuff? Cheers to that.
That's not even weird. We're a pretty open household. We've been together for a long time, so you know.
I gotta find that photo.
A lot of that stuff's early relationship stuff. You know, after a while, you know, you don't need to go out that wide. We turn this into a Dr. Ruth conversation here.
That's all right. Hey, I'm just glad to have you guys on, man. What does your music sound like?
It's like, I think there's a photographer, right, cut around there, Alec. He goes by Rock Explosion is his name,
Shout out
and
to
he like puts events together, and he just put our name and said surf metal, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, surf metal. It's a lot of other things.
Surf metal.
Yeah, I mean like.
Okay,
you know,
surf metal.
We started off where like I was advertising it as a trash punk just because I thought that was like, if I saw a band and it was like they're a trash punk band, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a good band. So, but then you kind of, I don't know, we do a lot like more heavy kind of stuff. There's a lot more like different guitar tones and like it's not like, you know, it's not like a lo-fi garage rock band. I think it's kind of, it's more stuff, you know. It's like it's heavy, and then we've got like really surfy guitars in there. So that's kind of why I think he came to that conclusion.
Yeah. Well, I think when we first started out too, that like it was a little bit closer to like garage. There was a little bit like more like a poppier element to it. I think we've kept those elements but expanded on them. But when we first went out on tour, what we had recorded was the stuff that he already kind of had together from the UK, and like I had maybe like only a slight bits of that, but it was mostly all the stuff that was like kind of mostly fledged out before I was in the group. So when we go on tour, they would base our bookings based off of what that sounded like, and then we'd show up and be heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like they put us on with like these like jangly garage rock groups, and they would kind of think that we're gonna sound like that, and then we just bring the fucking heavy. It's great.
When I heard some of the older shit that's on YouTube, I was like, that doesn't really sound like what I was accustomed to hearing at first. And then I seen the progression. You know, I saw how it got to now it being like heavier and crazier, and it's just cool as hell what you guys are doing. You make really great music, sincerely.
I think even those songs too live like carried over differently than like when we recorded it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think I think we've tried to kind of figure out, because it's just, you know, it's two people in the band kind of figuring out the way we wanted to write songs and stuff. Like it took that EP or like those songs and then like a little bit longer of a time to go, okay, like here's like the actual band, you know what I mean? Because like those first songs, I think, yeah, like you were saying, like I just had them and it was like, let's play these songs. But then we wrote songs, and now it's like a different band.
We probably recorded that after I knew you for like maybe like 2.5 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's just really cool. Like honestly, like the whole story, you guys are giving great answers. I feel like honestly, sometimes I just might not be expecting, just to be like, wow, these guys are so fucking cool. Or maybe it's just because I drank like a half a bottle of red wine already. I don't know. Either way, who makes your music videos?
We do.
Yeah, most of them.
Oh.
We
yeah.
partnered with.
Hideo.
Yeah, we partnered with Hideo.
Hideo.
I don't really know how to say it, but we partnered with a guy for the last one, the video for Doctor. Animation dude from somewhere in Europe. I wish I knew more about him.
Turkey. No, he's from Turkey.
Turkey. That's from Turkey.
Oh,
He did a fine job. It was kind of weird because like the only other major gig he had done before he worked on us was with another like noise like post-punk group from Baltimore.
Oh, we played with them.
Trying to remember their name, doing a real disservice right now. Oh, sorry.
I fucked that.
I fucked it. Yeah, I don't know.
Shit.
I totally forgot their fucking names. They're a good band though, if I ever remember what their name is. I do this a lot. We play with a lot of people though, so it's like, sometimes your mind just lapses, especially after you're like 3 drinks in.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know. I think I started to like ramble 5 minutes ago, and I was like, "What the fuck am I talking about?" And it's just been a while since I've had anything to drink. Speaking of like playing out shows you guys have played, it seems like you guys have done some pretty cool shit. What was it like playing a show in front of and meeting Ian MacKaye?
That was weird.
It was really funny because we'd only played like as a band for about 5 months, I think.
That was the first
It was
year.
like
First
summer,
year we were out.
Yeah, it was summer of that year. So we it was something that you like write into it because it's Ian MacKaye, so you're gonna like write something.
Well,
like,
it's
mail on the CD, right?
It's
And
the
it's just
the Fort Reno concert series, which is it's a concert series that's been going on in DC for decades. It was actually started by the DC government as like a program, like a community program to give like the youth something to do, like an alternative to going out and picking over trash cans or something, right? Like they were giving people programs to stay involved, and then after a certain point, the government stopped funding it, and then the DIY scene took it back over. So I could be messing this up, but I know that Ian MacKaye and Amanda MacKaye, McKay, I think it's MacKaye. They both keep it going, and they've been keeping it going for decades. So it's not too big of a surprise that Ian's there, especially now that like we go to these concerts when we're not playing them. But I think it was a bit of a shock the first time like we were up there and like we're playing and there's a sound truck in front of the stage.
So like what was mad about it was like I'd been in the area for like that long, like maybe like 8 months. I met Ed like probably 3 months into living in the DC area, and I don't I wasn't really like super familiar with like Minor Threat and like Fugazi and all that stuff. Like I definitely knew about it. It was like that's like legendary punk. Like I knew like obviously knew like the weight of him, but we were like he was like he comes to the gig sometimes, and I was like yeah, okay, cool. Like we'll see if he comes, and then so he didn't show up when we went on, and then about halfway through, I think it was like 4 songs in, and he's just there like staring at us, with like a hat on. It's like about like hair on his head, it's like on the back of his head.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, like his
Ian Mackay and hats.
Ian Mackay's hats are a mood, man. But
It's a subgroup on Facebook.
yeah, I was like, oh shit, like don't fuck up, because the way he showed up to the game. So it was kind of wild, like just starting a band and then like Ian Mackay's at your show for sure. It's cool that he goes to a lot of the Fort Reno, shows every year. So it's just him being a legend. It's not because like we're sick. It's because he's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super cool. He was like, "You guys have some really great ideas." Like awesome, cool.
Well, I think what was kind of cool about it was one of the bands that went on after us they just ate it really hard during their gig. Like they kept having problems and there was like mechanical problems and all this other stuff, and like they ate it real hard. And I think Ian Mackay, everyone kind of wants to talk about, I guess, people that are like local celebrities, and everyone kind of has their hot take on them. And like, unfortunately, a lot of scenes of music, there's a lot of shit talking. But all I've like kind of seen of Ian is like he's kept this tradition going in DIY scene, which he doesn't really need to do. And then he takes this band that sounded like he needed some fostering, and he had like a very fatherly talk with them afterwards, like a very positive, uplifting conversation with them. So I was kind of like, yeah, I like this dude. It's like I think he just has a hard face and he's opinionated, so everyone wants to think he's an asshole. But he's been very cool.
I mean, man, he's the front of Modern Threat. He has to fucking look hard at all times.
Yeah.
I think it's just his face. I don't think he's trying.
Yeah, like him and Henry Rollins just both look like they want to fight you, but like that's just their face.
If you look back at like what DC was like when they were in high school and doing like Minor Threat, like you would be a little hard too. Like they used to talk about how they would walk around in packs, and there were people that would drive around, and if you were a punk, they would pull over on the side of the street and beat the shit out of you. So they did get to a point where what they would do is they would walk and they would send one punk out in front of them, and they were baiting people that would beat up punks. Because people would see one guy that was a punk, they would pull over and try to beat him up, and then a bunch of punks would come around the corner and fuck him up. So you put yourself in that mentality. You're like, yeah, you might need to be a little bit project some aggression here and there, Lemmy was around then too. I think Lemmy, fucking Motorhead, was like hanging around the city at that time as well. Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool though.
I'm completely fucking that up like so hard. It's not Lemmy I was thinking about. It's Wino. I was thinking about old school fucking metal bands, and like Wino from The Obsessed was metal, but he was around like the DC Baltimore area. And Wino still lives here. That's embarrassing. I fucked that up so hard. Wino's he's a local treasure. I mean, he's a national treasure, but he's a local treasure.
That's to say.
Yeah. Shrine builder.
All right, you guys. We've about to reach our time here. That is fucking badass. Ian Mackay, of course, is a legend. I mean, I don't know who the fuck you were talking about, the second legend. Like, I think the wine really got to me. I need to get some more wine. I'm Paul Goon. They are Teen Mortgage, and this was 13 minutes.